My old aunt, she was an old mat hooker. It was my aunt who taught me more than my mother, I think, yes. And also, she made flowers. She had patterns. She shared her patterns, yes. Oh, yes, I remember. We made kits, and there were others with. They were little flowers. There weren't too many women around who hooked mats. We also hooked a lot of mats with squares, and Jewish people would come by in the spring to buy mats. We had oilcloth instead of mats. There were some with squares or little squares. Those were the corners. They were nice. We sewed something along the edge of the material, turned it over, and then on the other side that was on the frame, it was sewed like that. The mats were not things we sold a lot. We had enough to keep warm in the winter. We had a big family. There were 11 of us, so we had a lot of work to do at home. So we made them like that, the way I told you. You had to put it there, but sometimes it breaks, and that's bad. You can fix it. If I was given it back, I could have fixed it. Well, it was pretty beautiful, because it was a pattern that one of my aunts had. It was in the day of moose and deer. So with that, it was wool, just like the wool we used for our stockings, gray wool. It was wool that they had carded and spun themselves, and that was sure a lot of work. We didn't buy new wool. When the legs of the stockings were good, but the feet were worn out, we undid the legs and washed it. It was good wool. They kept that to reuse it. The horns were made with wool too, and we made them the same way. That high, all finished off, clean like that. That's how we made the horns. I don't remember. One of my aunts? I don't know. But I made more than one. And I think this is one I made. There were people who came up from the States. They came up and took more than one home with them. Another one that I made. There was one with roses, roses of all kinds of flowers. That one, it was one of my nieces who got it. It must be long gone, that one too. Yes, you young people, things like that. I'm not talking about you, you're not old. You like it, getting into that. With us old people, nobody is interested in anything anymore. As for me, well, you don't start a staff all by yourself when you're 95. At 95, you sit and relax. It's time for that now. I did what I felt like doing, but my mother did tell me, for sure, try this, do this to get used to it, and meanwhile you'll be helping me out. So I got used to working in the house. I had a brother who was 5. He didn't really help much. Well, they were the oldest girls, of course. It was them that would have done something like that. It didn't occur to me to do it. My mother didn't have time to because she had 10 children. She sewed and I sewed too. I got into doing that practically all by myself. We put them by the beds, at the doors, because it wasn't warm in the house, and we put mats, like at the doors. And also, sometimes around the windows because it was so cold. No, we never put them anywhere else, not us. I sold some, and I don't have them anymore. We made do with whatever we had. It wasn't like nowadays. Now you buy things. You have money to pay for what you need. But in those days, you had to make do with what you had. You had to use the little bits you had. That's the way it was.